So today we're here at 4B Action at Cardiff. We're going to perform an induction diesel service on a Pajero. We're going to introduce some BG chemical into the inlet manifold and give it a really good clean out and put it back on the dyno and see what kind of results we get.
So just talk us through what the system is.
So this is the BG vehicle injector apparatus. We've got almost a litre of induction system cleaning fluid in there, ready to be injected through this nozzle here into the throttle body. It's going to go through there and clean the EGR, the inlet manifold, and give us a good clean through all that area. On this side, if you want to have a look, Rod, we've got our timer box, which we can adjust the timing to suit the vehicle. We don't want to be putting too much chemical in it all at once, so we have a very controlled environment to minimise any kind of risk of engine failure. Once the service is final, we're going to put a BG engine flush into the oil, run that for 10-15 minutes, then drop that, change the oil and filter. Very necessary that we do that. We will contaminate the oil while we do the induction system clean. So just bringing that up to 6 bar pressure. You can see there on the gauge. So I'm just going to open this very slowly, just make sure there's no leakage through here. All good. I'll switch her on and we'll get started.
And how long does this approximately run for?
So this should approximately run for about 55 minutes, give or take probably 5 or 10 minutes. If we do get some engine knocking, we may need to back the service off and it may take a while.
Well, as you can see, quite a bit of smoke came out just after it was cleaned. So now that the induction service has been done, we're going to put the engine flush through. It runs through at approximately 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm told that it's a lot better than your across the counter from super cheap stuff, and we'll see. Okay, so Clinton, we've just put this in the engine as an engine flush. I've used other products before for engine flush, so what's so good about your product? Why should I buy it as opposed to something in super cheap?
So the primary difference between a BG engine flush and a lot of engine flush that you'll find out in the marketplace is the formula that we use isn't a diesel-based cleaner. We use a paraffin oil-based, which is a very thin oil as a carrier to deliver a very high-quality additive pack back into that oil. So as we know, full synthetic oils these days have very clever additive packs in the oil, and we replicate similar additive packs in a concentrated form with that paraffin oil to deliver the engine flush through the crankcase and other oil galleries in the engine. Especially good for turbochargers where the micro galleries in these engines are so small. We make this product up of 3 parts. You have the detergent that does the cleaning. You have a very high quality dispersant that rather than stripping the deposits out of the engine, it breaks them down into fine molecules and cleans it off a little bit at a time, one molecule at a time. And then we have a very good quality friction modifier in there also to make up those 3 parts, which is going to protect the engine while we're breaking down that oil.
Oh, very good. So the other ones wouldn't have that in it, or most of them wouldn't?
The concentrations and the quality of those 3 parts vary from product to product, but the main difference is the fact that we don't use a diesel base, we use that paraffin oil base. So we're delivering basically the equivalent of a full synthetic oil supercharger back into that oil and just doing what the oil would usually do.
Right.
rather than just stripping off using like a diesel-based clean, which is just stripping those deposits off and dumping them in the sump, so to speak.
Very good. Now these products aren't available over the counter. They're only available through mechanics workshops and sold from there. And the reason being for that is...
Engine flush is a very important part of an oil service, and we need to ensure that that is done by a certified mechanic to it so that we can back our product.
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time today.
No worries.
So the dyno graphs are in, before and after. Before being the blue line, the after being the red line. Now, first thing to note is the anomaly at the beginning in low revs. If you discount that altogether, it's not that big a difference there. But as you can see, in the power band, across the range, once you get to about 2.7 or 2.5, there's a significant gain just in the engine clean and the oil change and the induction clean. Again, down on the torque curve, probably about 25 kilowatts of torque you picked up through that process. So again, significant. We have also done, as stated, the oil filter, the fuel filter and the air filter. The air filter was done prior to the first dyno, so it will have no impact on it whatsoever. But yeah, pleasing results. Part 2 is now going on to the remapping. We'll drive it for another week and see what it's like on the dyno again, do a baseline after we've driven it for a week and put the fuel cleaner through it, and then we'll do the remap. Right, we've had the vehicle back a few days now, and I must say that the difference in fuel consumption is again quite pleasing. I've noticed even on the way back I was getting 1 litre to 1.5 litres less than the trip in, and the trip back has more uphill stuff. The feeling, seat of the pants sort of dyno, if you like. You can feel a lot better responsiveness out of the throttle, and you can feel the extra torque in it. It will be interesting to see how the remap goes and what sort of changes we have. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be in another week or two's time. I'd also like to thank Adam from 4B Mechanical at Cardiff, and Clinton from BG Chemicals and that for their support and assistance in just assessing this product of theirs. Adam again was totally independent. He wanted to see what the product was like, and Clinton was doing a demo for Adam, so it was interesting to map the progress all the way along. So very good, thanks to both those companies.